Now available in paperback and e-readers, Isis, the Beauty Myth. Learn the beauty secrets of the goddess next door in this action-packed Isis series adventure. Get Isis, the Beauty Myth at online booksellers everywhere today. The entertainment industry uses a lot of camera tricks to make its stories come to life. And that same entertainment industry uses a lot more camera tricks in order to promote its anti-black racism against black men and black women. Now, many are awed and dazzled by many of the special effects in most of Hollywood's films, but many more don't see the subtle anti-black racism presented to them in many of the images in that media. And your Hollywood has been going out of its way to degrade the image of black women by using a series of insidious camera tricks that make it look more like they are just presenting a basic image of black men and women, but when you take a critical look at that image, then you see the anti-black racism presented against black women. Now, your Hollywood is a part of the media arm of white supremacy, and as part of the media arm of white supremacy, its job is to elevate the image of white men and white women as the ideal for America. And when it comes down to the image of America's white woman, what your white supremacists in Hollywood want to do is elevate the image of the white woman as the ideal standard for womanhood and the ultimate standard of beauty. And in order to elevate the image of white women as the ultimate ideal standard of beauty and the ultimate image of womanhood, your Hollywood needs to use multiple camera tricks in order to fool the viewer into believing that the white woman is more beautiful than any other woman of any race or ethnicity in America and the world. Now, your average, ordinary white girl can be made up to appear to be beautiful by your white supremacists through makeup and these days through filters or Photoshop. So your Hollywood can go out here and make that white woman appear beautiful based on their standards. However, they need to degrade the standard of another person's beauty in order for that white woman to appear to be the most beautiful. And this is where your Hollywood participates in anti-black racism on the regular in many of its movies and TV shows. What they do is go out here and cast a less attractive black woman in a supporting role, and passively they do this to promote so-called diversity, but aggressively they do this to downplay a black woman's beauty so that they can go out here and artificially elevate a white woman to a higher standard of beauty. So what your Hollywood will do in a lot of cases when they have an average at best white actress is they will paint her face up with makeup, give her a lot of long hair extensions, tape up her breasts to make them appear to be fuller, and they will go out here and pad her out with all sorts of lingerie to make herself appear to be more attractive. And then to reinforce that standard of beauty, what they will do is cast an unattractive black actress who is usually dark-skinned and obese, and they will go out here and present the image of both that white woman and that black woman together. And because most people are caught up in the standards of beauty set by Madison Avenue and Hollywood, what happens is that they focus on the white woman as beautiful and then start believing that the black woman is less attractive. And many people won't know that Madison Avenue and Hollywood are, again, playing a mind game on people, but this is what your white supremacists in Hollywood do to try to elevate that white woman to a high place that she really doesn't belong in. Now, an example of this can be seen in the 1934 film Imitation of Life, where they have actress Claudette Colbert and Louise Beavers standing next to each other in a series of scenes. Now, your Claudette Colbert back in the 30s was a very slim and attractive woman with highly feminine traits, and what they did was go out here and cast Louise Beavers, who is twice Colbert's size, is heavily obese and dark-skinned, next to Claudette Colbert, and to really put the icing on a crap cake, they dress up Louise Beavers in the dowdiest of dresses and put a very cheesy looking hat on her. And this is all done to downplay the Louise Beavers' beauty, because they want the white woman, Claudette Colbert, to appear to be more feminine and attractive in comparison. Yes, they could have cast a slim, attractive, dark-skinned black woman in the role of Imitation of Life, but the racists didn't want to cast a dark-skinned, slender black woman because they wanted most of the people to see your Claudette Colbert as the ideal standard of beauty, and they wanted to see her as the most attractive person in the frame. So this is one of the mind games that your Hollywood loves to play on people, and it's one of the camera tricks that they use as related to their insidious anti-black racism. What they will do, again, is make the black woman look less attractive, and do this deliberately because what they want to do is promote the idea of a black person being unattractive, and they want her to be unattractive so that you will go out here and see the white woman as the ultimate standard of beauty. Now, if there are slim, attractive black women cast in a movie, like in the case of your Stacey Dash in the movie Clueless, or the usual black best friend, what they will do is they will go out here and try to downplay her beauty if she is slim and attractive. Because what your Hollywood wants to do, again, is make the white girl the main focus of the movie. And what they do in these cases, when there is an equally slim and attractive black woman on screen with a white woman, is they will go out here and give her darker makeup, give her a less than attractive hairstyle, and they will put her in dowdy clothes. Now, this is what they did in some ways, I believe, to your Stacey Dash, who played Dion in the movie Clueless, as she was playing opposite Alicia Silverstone's Cher. So what they would do is, while your Cher was wearing somewhat stylish outfits, they would put Dion in some really outrageous outfit. And this is, again, another camera trick that Hollywood has been using since the days of Hollywood's first inception. And again, they do this because they want to downplay the beauty of the black woman, and they don't want you focusing on her as the main part of the frame. So what they will do with a slim, attractive black woman is try to find some way to, again, downplay her appearance. They will give her darker makeup. They will give her the most outrageous clothes, and they will also do things like make her mannerisms and body language appear to be more awkward, so that the white female who is in the frame with her appears to be more beautiful and more confident as related to the white standard of beauty. Now, there are other camera tricks that your Hollywood uses to downplay the image of slim, attractive black women. In some cases, if an actress is too attractive and she's black, what they will do, in addition to putting her in dowdy clothes, is they'll make her wear some padding to appear to be heavier. And this is another dirty camera trick that is done to go out here and downplay the image of black beauty. Again, they want you to only focus on the white female, and they only want you to see the white female as the ultimate ideal and the ultimate standard of beauty. So what they do is go out here and they'll put the black actress in a padded suit. They will put her, again, in frumpier clothes, and what they'll do is sometimes dress her up in pants or along that are really baggy, or sweats that are really baggy, and then try to say that she's from the streets. But they will always find a way to downplay black beauty in most of these mainstream projects, and most black people, they're not aware that this is anti-black racism, because it's this type of imagery that puts the idea in young black children's minds that black is second best, and that a black woman's beauty is second best compared to white beauty. So these are some of the, again, the insidious camera tricks that Hollywood uses, and your Hollywood doesn't really like the whole concept of a slim, attractive black woman, and they don't like slim, attractive black women because they want everybody to focus on the white woman, and they want you to see the white woman as the standard of beauty. Now, there are other dirty camera tricks that your Hollywood uses, in addition to going out here and casting obese black actresses and dark-skinned black actresses and making them play unattractive roles, and downplaying. And the other trick that they do is cast a light-skinned actress to be a so-called good character. And again, this is all about playing a mind game on black people to make them believe, oh, light skin is better than dark skin, but it's all about anti-black racism, and it's all about promoting division amongst black women so that they are fighting against each other, not understanding as you fight to tear down each other's image. What happens is most of the black males out here see the white female as the ideal standard of beauty in comparison. So many of these white supremacists, they use these media images, again, to have as related to dark skin and light skin. They use this as a way to go out here and divide black women so that they're not elevating the image of black womanhood. And what they're doing is fighting amongst each other, debating skin tone, not understanding that white supremacy loves to divide and conquer black women as related to their image. And because nobody is elevating the black woman, the white woman gets elevated as a default, and that's all part of white supremacy's plan with their media. And this is why this media is very dangerous to imbibe, because most of the images in this media, they may appear to be benign, but a lot of the visuals in these films, again, promote anti-black racism, and they promote anti-black racism because they make the black woman appear to be less than, and they make the black woman appear to be less attractive in comparison. And then there are the roles that they have out here for black women. A lot of times they will go out here and try to make the black woman look like she's not a very beautiful woman in many of these films in comparison to the white woman. For example, in the movie The Woman King, your Viola Davis is supposed to be this female warrior, and she's presented as very aggressive and masculine. However, when we look at a film with white female warriors like The Messenger, Joan of Arc, I think that stars Mila Jovovich, or a TV show like Xena, Warrior Princess, or a show like Sheena, most of those white women, when they're warriors, they're presented to be slender and attractive, and they're always wearing a face full of makeup. Meanwhile, the black woman, in contrast, is not presented in much makeup, and she's presented to be very aggressive and masculine, and she's presented to be very angry and very, very bitter. Whereas your Xena, your Sheena, or your Wonder Woman, they're presented as soft and feminine, and they're oftentimes presented as acquiescing to the men in many films, like your Xena was with Kevin Sorbo's Hercules, or your Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman was with Superman and Batman, they were oftentimes, while they were fierce warriors, they still had their femininity on screen. But a black woman like the Woman King or Leslie Jones's Ghostbusters character, they're presented as hard, assertive, and masculine. And again, this is something that white supremacy does in its media to program an idea in the black mind. And what they want to program in the black mind is the idea that black women are unattractive, black women are undesirable, and if you want a soft, feminine woman, that you need to go get you a white girl. That's what they push in the media, and that's why this media is very toxic for black minds, especially the minds of, black children. And this is why it is important for people to go out here and buy new black media like I present on the SJS Direct imprint, because in new black media like on the SJS Direct imprint, we get to see black women of all versions of skin tones elevated to a high level, and those black women are elevated by a black man. And that's very important, because if our men don't elevate our sisters, then nobody will see them as a standard of beauty. And if we don't see our own sisters as a standard of beauty, then it shows that many black men have no love for black women. And again, that's exactly what white supremacy wants, and that's what they want to program in black men's minds as related to their media. And if you don't really love your own women and don't want to elevate your own women, then it proves that all of the programming in the white supremacist media is working. And that's why I work tirelessly to elevate the image of black women on the SJS Direct imprint, because I understand that if our sisters don't see themselves as beautiful and don't love themselves, then they can't love a black man. And again, this media that we read and watch, it has an impact on our thinking. And again, a lot of this Hollywood media, if you watch too much of it, will have you hating yourself, and it will have you thinking that the only standard of beauty is white, when there has always been a standard of beauty that is black. That is what I grew up with as a boy in the 80s, and I was blessed to grow up seeing things like the Jet Beauty of the Week, where we saw numerous sisters being presented inside of Jet magazine, showing us an image of black beauty. And we also saw black beauty in the pages of magazines like Ebony and Essence, which was designed to again elevate our sisters. And you really need to read and a lot of this media, because this media is going to help you have a healthy perception of self, and it's going to help you see yourself as beautiful. This is one of the reasons why I go out here and again write so many stories about black women, because I want to create a positive image of black women so that people can see that black women are beautiful. Now, some people would say I write some stories about light-skinned women, but I do write stories about brown-skinned women. I mean, if you look at my novel, The Thetas, you look at Eternal Night, and other books I have written, I have written about a spectrum of women of different skin tones. And again, I want people to see that black is beautiful in multiple colors, because black women come in a spectrum of shades, and I want everybody to see black beauty. And the core of black beauty is a sister's perception of self, and you have to teach that black is beautiful, because white supremacy tells black girls that they're ugly every day, and that's all part of the media arm of white supremacy. Its job is to tell black girls that they are less than, tell them that they are second best, because the job of the media arm of white supremacy is to degrade the black female image and say that you can't be anything but a failure, like we have in movies like Monstrous Ball and Precious. But when I go out here and make media, like the Isis and E-Steam series, I tell black women that they can be the goddess next door, and I want to show that a black woman can be beautiful and that there are beautiful black women all around us. That's why I wrote the Isis series, so that every girl could see a goddess next door and imagine themselves being a very beautiful woman in her own community. So in a lot of my work, I go out here and try to elevate the sisters out here, and I want sisters to see their beauty, because I know that white supremacy continues to attack black women with their media, and I know that they promote anti-black racism in their media, and that's designed to promote self-hatred in black women's minds, and that's what they're doing with this media, with these camera tricks. And what I want people to do is understand what's going on with a lot of these images, because their goal with these images is to get you to see yourself as less than, get you to see yourself as second best, when God didn't make you to be second best. No, he made you to be perfect, and you are just as beautiful as any other woman out here, and you deserve to be elevated to that high level. And black men need to step up and start elevating the sisters, because that's what men are supposed to do. And again, that's what I do on the SJS Direct Imprint, because I understand the impact of white supremacy's media on the black female mind. Now, if you want to pick up some of my positive black fiction on the SJS Direct Imprint, which elevates black women, such as the Isis series, the E-Steam series, the books of the Spinsterella trilogy, the novel The Eternal Night, The Thetas, and A Recipe for Success, you can find all those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them on Smashwords, the iBookstore, and Google Play. And if you want to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, Isis, My Sister, My Frenemy. It's a sister act as the goddess next door and the devilish diva team up in this action-packed Isis series adventure. Get Isis, My Sister, My Frenemy in paperback and e-readers everywhere.